Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you how to do your contingencies and clauses form. So if you have a buyer that is interested in buying a home but needs a home to sell, or we could have a seller that wants to sell their home but doesn't have a place to go and needs to figure that out. Those are two contingencies that you can add in. So I'm going to log into our Instinet, and of course the username and password is incorrect. So let me grab it from mine. Sorry for the delay here. But you guys know how to go to nvar.com to get your login information. And let me figure out what my login is because I switched computers at the last minute. And that's how it works sometimes. Okay, so my login is 8. Let's see, I believe this one's mine. And let me log in here, guys. Sorry about this. Okay, here we go. That one should work. Yay! All right, now click on your forms. Now make sure you go to the actual forms themselves. Remember, the pen is for AuthentiSign, which if you already have a form already typed up, maybe you're receiving an offer, you're going to use this one. If not, you're going to be using this one. All right, let's go to Northern Virginia Association of Realtors. Now you're going to scroll down to your contingencies clauses, and you know what the interesting thing is? Look at right here. The last one was 116. This one was 717. This is the one I want right here. Okay? Let me go back here. What did I just see? I might have clicked too fast because there might have been one right underneath of that. Okay, I had the right one, sorry. All right, I don't know what I'm doing today. Okay, here we go. So here's your contingencies and clauses addendum. It has additional addendums, an additional addendum for extra contingencies. All right, so this addendum is made on, and you're going to click the little box, and you're going to add today, or you're going to add the same date as you did the contract because they're usually put together. If they're not made at the same time, you can put different dates, but always make sure that you did the offer date and whatever date this was written on. Again, usually the same. Between the buyer's name, the seller's name, and the property address. All right. These little plus marks, in case you didn't know, are for everyone's signature. So I get these all the time where people have initialed every single box. Okay, well, guys, we don't need every single box. We only want to initial by the boxes that apply. So, for example, if you're not doing a general, adding an additional general or backup contract or as is, or you don't initial these. Leave these blank because once you initial them, then this becomes part of the contract. So please be careful with this because we get these on a regular basis and I have to kick them back and be like, no. No. Okay? All right, so here we go. This one we're talking about today is the sale of buyer's property and kick out. This contract is contingent until 9 p.m. blank days after the date of ratification. So I usually will say like 15 days, maybe 20 days, maybe not 120 days, but maybe 20 days. Whatever you can get away with. Obviously, the longer the better. I mean, usually I tell them I need 2 weekends. 2 weekends I can find my people a home. Okay? Or I'm sorry, I can sell them a home. Sell their home. If not, then, and you better be priced aggressively, okay, guys? Because if you're not, then you're going to probably need more like, 30 days, okay? You're going to put the home address of the property that they are selling, okay? So why did we do this? Well, if I'm receiving it, I want to do comps on it, okay? When you deliver it to the listing agent and ask them to take their house off the market and trust that you will sell their home, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be doing comps and making sure that you did your comps accurately. So you're going to put your buyer's current residence. If buyer does not satisfy, amend, or remove the contract, the contingency by the deadline, obviously it's going to the contract becomes void. Okay, so this is, again, a way for your buyer to get out if they don't sell their home, but they need to be realistic up front. 1, seller may continue to offer the property for sale and accept bona fide offers. All right, let's talk about that, guys. Bona fide backup offers. So we still have to, MRIS rules, we still have to change it to contract. So we do it CNT/KO because there is a kick out. Okay, so that's why we put the KO. So nobody shows those. So I wouldn't worry too much. Tell your buyer not to worry about it, to sign it anyway, because this one is not that big of a deal. And then we have to explain to our seller, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, I know it says that you're going to keep it, offer the property for sale, but we're doing so with a kick out, and we have to label it that way per MRIS rules, okay? If a back offer is accepted, seller will deliver notice to buyer requiring that this contingency be removed or satisfied not later than, and I usually will give them 3 days. So give me 3 days to remove this contingency. So if the seller does get another offer, I now have 3 days to sell this house and remove the contingency, which means a steep price drop, doesn't it? Okay, if you're serious, Mr. Buyer, you're going to drop that price right now. Okay, you have 3 days. If not, you lose the house and it goes to the other people. And nothing will motivate them faster than that, let me tell you. All right, so 3 days after delivery of the notice of the contract will become void. If buyer fails to satisfy or remove the contingency by the deadline, this contract will become void. Buyer's property will be listed exclusively and actively marketed by a licensed real estate broker and entered into MLS within, and I always put 0. Okay, I want to put this thing on the market right this second. If you try to say 10 and you deliver an offer to me that says, I'm going to say no. No, I'm not playing around here. You're going to put this on the market right this instant. I'm not taking my house off the market when you haven't even put yours on. Okay, and then you're going to have to disclose what your sales price is, 310, whatever it is. Okay, you're going to disclose that because, again, when they're doing their comps on your home, they're going to want to know what price you have it at. All right, buyer may satisfy this contingency by delivering to seller a copy of the ratified contract for the sale of the buyer's property with evidence that all contingencies other than financing and appraisal have been removed or waived by the deadline, or remove the contingency by delivering to the seller a letter from the lender stating that financing is not contingent in any manner upon the sale and settlement of the real estate or obtaining a lease of any real estate, and that the buyer has sufficient funds available for the down payment and closing costs necessary to complete the settlement. Or, number 2, evidence of sufficient funds available to complete settlement without obtaining financing. All right, number 4, if buyer satisfies the requirement of subparagraph 3 above, this contract will remain contingent upon the settlement. All right, so this is, a lot of people will initial this and initial this. Well, you don't need both. You only need one. This paragraph down here, guys, this one right here, B, this one is, B is for if you already have a contract on your home when you go to put in an offer. Okay, so like if I want to put an offer on your house today, but I already have an offer on mine and I'm ratified under mine, then I would use B. But if I haven't even put mine on the market yet, I'm using A. Obviously, a seller is better off with just B. Okay, so if you're representing a seller, you need to think deep before you leap into signing this one, because if it's got A, because that is very risky. Okay, again, I'm going to do my comps and I'm going to do them really well, and I might even say no, we'd be willing to do it if you dropped it down to 300 or 299, 999. Okay, so you guys get it. So let's go on. So if the buyer satisfies the paragraph, the contract will remain contingent upon the settlement of the sale of the property. This paragraph will survive the satisfaction of the contingency for the sale of the buyer's property. Settlement under this contract may not be laid more, and I always say 10 days. I mean, that's not convenient for anybody, but I mean, everybody is usually okay with if we end up pushing out settlement 10 days because the other people, their loan didn't go through or something, or maybe I should say their loan is delayed. Some issues right there. Okay. Without the party's written consent. The seller will or will not accept an assignment of funds, which means if you're going to do a back-to-back closing, the money is actually not going to be in your hands for a few more days. So I always check will if I'm working with a buyer. I'd probably rather it not be on this, but if I have to live with this, I can live with it. If a further delay is required in order to obtain coinciding settlements, in other words, back-to-back closings, buyer may at buyer's option declare the contract void in writing. Nothing herein shall prohibit the parties from mutually agreeing to extend settlement date under terms acceptable by both parties. If at any time after the date of ratification the contract for the sale of the property becomes void, buyer will immediately deliver notice to seller together with evidence of such voiding, at which time the seller or buyer may declare this contract void by delivering notice to the seller. Again, if you have just a a buyer already on your home, you'd fill out just paragraph B. C would be if you're buying your seller is buying another home. So you need it contingent upon seller finding home of choice. So you're going to then do C and obviously skip B and A. There's general ones, backup contracts, as is. Make sure if you're doing backup as is, you want to, I'm sorry, if you're doing it as is, click all of these boxes. Very important. Make sure your people are initialed, because if you click off boxes and you don't have initials, then it's not going to work out. Unrepresented sellers, we'll go through those another day, but I just wanted to go through that with you guys. And here's some other one, 1031 tax exchange and co-ops. But the majority of it is used for A, B, and C. Those are the typical times we use these. All right, hopefully that was helpful to you guys. And great.